Daily Horoscope for Gemini, April 2, 2025, Overall Energy. April 2nd, 2025 brings a dynamic midweek energy for Gemini. As Mercury, your ruling planet, forms a favorable angle with Jupiter, your mental acuity is heightened, making this an excellent day for communication, learning, and making connections. The moon in Leo complements your natural curiosity, encouraging creative expression and bold social interactions. Today carries a sense of possibility. Doors that seemed closed may suddenly reveal themselves as merely ajar, waiting for your clever touch to push them open. The morning hours particularly favor intellectual pursuits, with your mind operating at peak capacity between 8 a.m. and noon. The afternoon may bring a slight dip in energy, asking you to shift from external expression to more reflective activities. By evening, a surge of inspiration could have you burning the midnight oil on a project close to your heart. The planetary alignments today create a sort of mental playground for your sign. Ideas seem to connect in novel ways, and solutions to long-standing problems may suddenly become clear. This is not a day to follow routine mechanically, but rather to allow your natural Gemini flexibility to guide you toward the opportunities that most stimulate your intellect. Love and relationships. For Gemini singles, April 2nd sparkles with potential for meaningful connections. Your wit and charm are amplified today, making you particularly attractive to those who appreciate intellectual depth. A chance encounter around midday could lead to an intriguing conversation that extends much longer than anticipated. Look for someone who challenges your perspectives while respecting your need for mental freedom. Partnered Geminis may find today ideal for rekindling intellectual bonds with their significant other. Sharing ideas, dreams, and even debating opposing viewpoints can bring a refreshing energy to your relationship. Consider planning an activity that stimulates both your minds, perhaps a museum visit, a thought-provoking film, or exploring a new neighborhood together. The key is engaging your shared curiosity. An underlying tension related to communication styles may emerge today. Remember that not everyone processes information as quickly as you do. Patience with loved ones who need more time to articulate their thoughts will strengthen your bonds rather than strain them. The day's energy particularly supports healing conversations that may have been delayed. If there's been a misunderstanding brewing beneath the surface, today's planetary alignment gives you the perfect vocabulary to address it with both honesty and tact. Lead with curiosity rather than accusation, asking open-ended questions that invite genuine sharing rather than defensive responses. Career and finances. Professionally, April 2nd, 2025 marks a day when your multitasking abilities shine. Projects requiring verbal or written communication, presentation skills, or creative problem-solving are especially favored. If you've been considering pitching an idea to supervisors or clients, the afternoon hours between 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. offer a golden window when others will be most receptive to your innovative thinking. Financially, this is a day for information gathering rather than major decisions. Your natural curiosity serves you well as you research investment options or budget strategies. An unexpected tip from a colleague could point you toward a resource that improves your financial literacy. Be wary of impulse purchases today. Your Gemini nature might be tempted by shiny new gadgets or books that promise knowledge but may simply collect dust. For Geminis in creative fields, today brings a burst of inspiration that could lead to work that stands out in your portfolio. Don't hesitate to experiment with techniques or approaches that feel unconventional. Your willingness to try new things may lead to your most distinctive creations. Workplace dynamics highlight your diplomatic abilities today. You may find yourself mediating between colleagues with different viewpoints, translating complex concepts into accessible language, or finding compromise where others see only conflict. This role suits your dual-natured sign perfectly, though be careful not to overextend yourself trying to please everyone. Health and wellness. Your nervous system requires particular attention today, Gemini. With heightened mental activity, You may find yourself more prone to tension headaches or scattered energy if you don't implement grounding practices. Consider starting your day with a 5-minute breathing meditation to center yourself before diving into the day's mental gymnastics. Physical activities that coordinate mind and body will serve you especially well. Think dance classes, racket sports, or martial arts rather than mindless repetitive exercises. Your lungs and shoulders could benefit from attention today. Conscious deep breathing throughout the day and periodic shoulder rolls will help release accumulated tension. Nutritionally, foods rich in omega-3 fatty acids and B vitamins support your active brain. Incorporate walnuts, fatty fish, or flax seeds into your meals. Hydration is particularly important today as well, as your mental exertions may make you forget to drink enough water. Consider setting a hydration reminder on your phone. Sleep might prove elusive tonight as your mind processes the day's information influx. Prepare by creating a digital sunset, turning off screens at least an hour before bedtime, and perhaps journaling to download thoughts from your active mind. The connection between mental and physical health becomes particularly evident today. Notice how thoughts create immediate physical responses in your body: tension, relaxation, energy shifts. This awareness can become a valuable tool for managing your well-being. Personal growth today offers powerful opportunities for intellectual and social development. Gemini. Your natural adaptability allows you to absorb new information at remarkable rates, but the challenge is retention and depth. Consider implementing a new learning strategy today, perhaps the Feynman technique of explaining concepts in simple terms to ensure true understanding, or creating mind maps to connect new ideas with existing knowledge frameworks. A conversation with someone from a different generational or cultural background could provide invaluable perspective today. Stay open to viewpoints that initially seem at odds with your own. The friction between different ideas often generates the most brilliant insights. Your shadow side may emerge today through impatience with those who process information differently or through scattered attention that prevents depth. Practicing mindful presence with each task and person will help you develop greater emotional intelligence alongside your natural intellectual gifts. The concept of integration becomes your growth theme today. Rather than collecting more information, focus on synthesizing what you already know into a coherent worldview. This process may reveal gaps in your understanding that require further exploration, but it also highlights the impressive breadth of your knowledge base. Navigating the day. Morning, 6 a.m. 10 a.m. Begin your day with activities requiring peak mental performance. Writing, planning, and important communications benefit from your fresh mental energy. A brisk morning walk while listening to an informative podcast combines physical and mental stimulation ideally suited to your Gemini nature. Midday, 10 a.m. 2 p.m. Social interactions prove fruitful during these hours. Lunch meetings, collaborative projects, or networking events allow your charismatic communication style to shine. Keep a notebook handy for the ideas that will inevitably spark during conversations. Afternoon, 2 p.m. 6 p.m. Your attention may begin to fragment during these hours. Combat this tendency by structuring your time in 25-minute focused blocks followed by 5-minute breaks, the Pomodoro technique. This approach honors your need for variety while maintaining productivity. Evening, 6 p.m. 10 p.m. Creative pursuits flow naturally during these hours. Whether artistic expression, creative problem-solving, or imaginative play, allow yourself to explore possibilities without judgment. Social gatherings tonight would benefit from your enlivening presence, though be mindful of overstimulation. Night, 10 p.m. 6 a.m. Wind down with activities that gently engage your mind while preparing for rest. Reading literary fiction, gentle stretching with meditative focus, or writing tomorrow's priority list to clear your mind before sleep. An unexpected delay in your morning routine might actually serve you well today, forcing you to reassess priorities and discard unnecessary tasks. Remain flexible and view disruptions as opportunities to practice your adaptability rather than threats to your efficiency. Cosmic influences. Mercury's position in Aries amplifies your already quick thinking, though it may add an impulsive edge to your communications. Take an extra moment to review important messages before sending them today. Venus in Taurus creates a pleasant background energy for appreciating sensory pleasures. Take time to savor a delicious meal or enjoy the tactile pleasure of a beautiful object. Jupiter's expansive energy forms a harmonious angle to your sun sign, opening doors of opportunity, especially in educational or publishing ventures. Saturn's influence reminds you to build structures that support your intellectual growth rather than simply accumulating disconnected facts. The waxing moon in Leo encourages creative self-expression and heart-centered connections. This lunar energy complements your airy Gemini nature by adding warmth and passion to your intellectual pursuits. Pluto's transformative energy affects your sector of shared resources and intimate bonds, potentially bringing deeper understanding of power dynamics in close relationships. This subtle but profound influence may cause you to reassess how you merge your energies, finances, or vulnerabilities with others. Neptune's position creates a slightly foggy effect on your career house today. While this might momentarily blur your professional vision, it also opens you to more creative and compassionate approaches to leadership. Balance practicality with inspiration, particularly when making decisions that affect others' livelihoods. Lucky elements. Numbers 5, 14, 23, and 38. These numbers carry particular potency for you today when they appear in your environment colors. Yellow and silver primary, with accents of sky blue incorporating these into your attire adds subtle energetic support gemstone. Agate for grounding mental energy, and citrine for clarity of thought and prosperity consciousness direction. East for new beginnings, and west for completing cycles orienting yourself accordingly when making decisions element. Air naturally, but with intentional earth contact to maintain balance spending time, barefoot outdoors, provides this grounding special guidance for Gemini decans. First decan, May 21 to 31. Your Mercury influence is especially pronounced today. Focus on written communication and intellectual pursuits where your gift for words can create maximum impact. A conversation with a mentor figure could prove pivotal in clarifying your path forward. Second decan, June 1 to 10. Venus energy influences your decan particularly today, adding charm to your interactions and aesthetic sensitivity to your perceptions. Creative collaboration proves especially fruitful, and romantic connections deepen through intellectual sharing. Third decan, June 11 to 20. With added Uranian influence, you may experience more sudden insights and unexpected shifts in perspective than other Geminis today. Embrace the lightning strike quality of your intuition, but ground these flashes of brilliance in practical application to maximize their value. Reflection questions for your journal. 1. What thoughts keep circulating in my mind today, and what might they be trying to tell me? 2. How can I better balance my need for mental stimulation with my need for emotional depth? 3. Which relationships in my life best support my intellectual growth, and how can I nurture them? 4. What communication patterns do I fall into when stressed, and how might I transform them? 5. How can I use my natural curiosity as a bridge to deeper understanding rather than scattered attention? Today's guidance arrived through Mercury's alignment with Jupiter, enhancing expansion of the mind and circulation of ideas for the benefit of all Gemini natives. These insights seek to support your journey through this pivotal day in early April 2025, when your natural gifts find particularly favorable cosmic conditions for expression and growth. On April 2nd, 2025, Gemini finds themselves under a fascinating celestial configuration. The Sun continues its journey through fiery Aries, positioned in your 11th house of social connections and future aspirations. This creates a dynamic energy pushing you toward collaborative endeavors and innovative thinking. The Aries sun forms a harmonious trine with your Gemini energy, amplifying your natural communicative abilities and intellectual curiosity. Mercury, your ruling planet, stations in Taurus on this particular day, occupying your 12th house of subconsciousness and hidden matters. This is quite significant as Mercury typically speeds through signs, but its slower motion in earthy Taurus brings a methodical quality to your typically quick-moving thought processes. You might find yourself processing information more thoroughly, perhaps dwelling on ideas that normally would have been fleeting thoughts. This Mercury placement suggests a day when your intuitive faculties are heightened, allowing you to perceive nuances that might typically escape your conscious awareness. Venus sits in Gemini on this date, creating a rare and powerful alignment in your first house of self and identity. This is particularly favorable as Venus's presence in your sign enhances your charm, attractiveness, and diplomatic abilities. The goddess of love and beauty transiting through your sign suggests a period when your personal magnetism is at its peak, and you're likely to make strong first impressions without even trying. Mars, meanwhile, occupies Cáncer in your second house of resources and values. This placement brings a protective, somewhat cautious energy to financial matters and personal possessions. You might feel more defensive about your resources than usual, and there could be an emotional component to spending or saving decisions made today. Jupiter, the planet of expansion and good fortune, continues its transit through Leo in your third house of communication, learning, and short trips. This amplifies your already considerable communication skills and may bring opportunities through siblings, neighbors, or local connections. Information that comes your way today could have significant positive implications for your future endeavors. Saturn's position in Pisces in your 10th house of career and public reputation suggests a period of serious professional development. There may be challenges or restrictions in your career path, but these are designed to build lasting structures and authentic authority. Saturn forms a challenging square to your Gemini sun, indicating that professional responsibilities might feel somewhat at odds with your natural desire for variety and movement. Uranus continues its long journey through Taurus, also in your 12th house alongside Mercury. This creates an interesting dynamic where sudden insights or revelations may bubble up from your subconscious. Dreams could be particularly vivid or meaningful on this date, and you might experience unexpected connections between seemingly unrelated concepts or memories. Neptune in Aries occupies your 11th house, bringing a spiritual or idealistic quality to your friendships and group associations. This placement can indicate involvement with humanitarian causes or groups with visionary goals. There might be some confusion about certain friendships, however, as Neptune's influence can sometimes blur boundaries in relationships. Pluto, having recently entered Aquarius, sits in your 9th house of higher learning, philosophy, and travel. This powerful placement suggests profound transformations in your belief systems and worldview. You might be drawn to explore subjects that previously didn't interest you, or find yourself questioning long-held philosophical positions. International connections made today could have transformative potential. The moon, which changes signs every 2 to 3 days, will be in Libra on April 2nd, 2025, illuminating your 5th house of creativity, romance, and self-expression. This creates a harmonious air trine with your Gemini planets, facilitating emotional flow and creative inspiration. The Libra moon encourages balanced self-expression and might bring pleasant social interactions or romantic opportunities. A particularly notable aspect on this day is the exact sextile between Mercury in Taurus and Neptune in Aries. This aspect, occurring at precisely 2:37 p.m. Eastern Time, opens a window where intuitive insights can be translated into practical language. For Gemini, whose strength lies in communication, this represents a rare opportunity to give voice to subtle perceptions that typically remain elusive. Additionally, Venus in your sign forms a challenging square to Mars in Cáncer. This creates tension between your desire for social interaction and your need to protect your resources or personal boundaries. You might experience conflicting desires wanting to engage and connect, while simultaneously feeling the need to withdraw or conserve energy. The nodal axis on this day runs across the Libra-Aries spectrum, with the North Node in Aries and South Node in Libra. This creates a fascinating dynamic with the Moon in Libra, conjunct the South Node, suggesting that comfortable patterns of relating to others might need to be released in favor of more independent, pioneering approaches to self-expression. For Gemini, these planetary positions collectively suggest a day of heightened intuition, powerful communication opportunities, and potential tension between social demands and personal resources. The strongest emphasis falls on your 12th house, with Mercury and Uranus, and your first house, with Venus, indicating a day where the boundary between your inner world and outward expression becomes particularly permeable and dynamic. April 2nd brings a fascinating communication landscape for Gemini. Mercury, your ruling planet, forms a harmonious trine with Jupiter in your sector of higher learning, expanding your mental horizons and verbal prowess. Your words carry exceptional weight today, particularly when explaining complex concepts or bridging different viewpoints. This alignment supports intellectual pursuits that require both detailed analysis and big-picture thinking. The Moon's position in Libra activates your creative expression zone, adding a diplomatic touch to your normally quick-fire communication style. You'll find yourself naturally mediating discussions and finding the perfect balance between assertion and receptivity. This lunar influence enhances your ability to present ideas with both logic and aesthetic appeal, a powerful combination for persuasion. Venus and Mars are forming an interesting configuration in your technology sector, suggesting that digital communications will be particularly effective today. Social media posts, emails, or virtual presentations have potential to reach wider audiences than expected. Consider recording podcasts, creating content, or initiating important email threads during the morning hours when these aspects are strongest. A subtle square between Mercury and Neptune requires careful attention, however. While your expression is generally enhanced today, this aspect can introduce elements of confusion or miscommunication, particularly around financial discussions or shared resources. Double-check important details before sending messages, and be explicitly clear when discussing numbers or specific commitments. Your third house of communication is receiving energetic activation from Uranus, bringing unexpected conversations and brilliant insights. You may experience sudden clarity about a project or relationship that has been puzzling you. This is an excellent day to brainstorm, as your mind is making unusual connections between seemingly unrelated concepts. For Gemini writers, today's planetary alignment supports work requiring both technical precision and creative flair. The Mercury-Jupiter trine particularly enhances academic writing, proposal development, or any communication requiring persuasive depth. Your vocabulary expands under this influence, helping you find exactly the right words for nuanced concepts. Communication technologies may experience minor disruptions around midday when the Moon squares Saturn. Back up important documents and practice patience with any technical glitches. This aspect will pass quickly, but reminds you not to take smooth functioning for granted. Your natural Gemini adaptability is heightened today, allowing you to code switch between different audiences with remarkable ease. Whether speaking with technical experts, creative collaborators, or friends from different cultural backgrounds, you'll intuitively find the right communication approach. Evening hours bring a particularly potent time for heart-to-heart conversations, as the Moon makes a sextile to Venus. Emotional intelligence peaks during this time, making it ideal for discussions requiring empathy and understanding. If you need to clear the air with someone close, the hours after sunset provide cosmic support. The conjunction between Mercury and the Sun in Aries adds vitality to your self-expression, particularly when advocating for your ideas in group settings. Your communication style today carries charisma and conviction that naturally draws others to your viewpoints without seeming forceful. Pay special attention to nonverbal cues from others today. Neptune's influence increases your intuitive reception, allowing you to pick up on subtle emotional undertones in conversations. This heightened perception helps you navigate sensitive discussions with appropriate tact. For educational pursuits, today offers exceptional support. Information absorbs more easily, and your ability to synthesize diverse concepts into coherent frameworks is enhanced. Students will find study sessions particularly productive, especially when working with abstract or theoretical material. Writing flows naturally today, with words coming more easily than usual. The Mercury-Jupiter trine particularly supports long-form writing projects requiring both technical accuracy and engaging style. Editors and content creators will find their critical eye balanced with creative vision. In professional communications, focus on collaborative opportunities rather than competitive positioning. The planetary alignment supports team-based approaches and shared credit for ideas. Your suggestions will be better received when presented as building upon others' contributions rather than replacing them. Listen for unexpected information around 3 p.m. when Mercury forms a quincunx to Pluto. A casual conversation might reveal important insights or hidden agendas. Your Gemini adaptability allows you to process this information without revealing shock or surprise, giving you time to formulate a thoughtful response. April 2nd, 2025 presents a fascinating financial landscape for Geminis. With Mercury, your ruling planet, forming a harmonious trine with Jupiter in your sector of earned income, today marks a potential turning point in your financial trajectory. This planetary alignment opens channels for unexpected monetary gains, particularly through communication-based ventures or side projects you've been nurturing quietly. The moon in Aquarius activates your 9th house of expansion, creating a perfect atmosphere for investment research and exploring unconventional financial opportunities. You might find yourself drawn to technology-based investments or innovative financial platforms that others haven't yet recognized. Trust this intuitive pull. Your analytical Gemini mind is especially sharp when it comes to spotting emerging trends today. Venus, positioned in your career sector, forms a supportive sextile to Saturn, suggesting that a professional connection could unexpectedly transform into a lucrative opportunity. A conversation with someone in authority might reveal financial potential you hadn't previously considered. Pay attention to casual comments about projects or initiatives. They could contain valuable financial intelligence. Mars in your house of shared resources intensifies your financial acumen and negotiation skills today. If you've been considering asking for a raise, renegotiating terms, or discussing shared investments with a partner, the cosmic energy strongly supports these conversations. Your ability to present multiple perspectives will prove particularly advantageous in financial discussions. There's an interesting aspect between Uranus and your financial sector today, indicating that breaking from routine approaches to money management could yield surprising benefits. Consider investigating alternative income streams that align with your intellectual interests and communication skills. A podcast, writing project, or consulting opportunity could materialize from seemingly random connections. Neptune's influence suggests being cautious about financial advice that seems too good to be true. While your financial intuition is generally strong today, double-check information before committing resources. Read the fine print on any contracts or agreements, as Mercury's position makes details particularly significant. The asteroid Pallas Athena in your financial sector enhances your strategic thinking. You'll notice patterns in economic trends that others miss, giving you a competitive advantage. This is an excellent day to review your financial strategy and make adjustments that align with emerging opportunities rather than past assumptions. Jupiter's expansive energy influences your earning potential, particularly through knowledge-based endeavors or educational investments. Consider whether additional training or certification could substantially increase your income potential. The cosmic climate supports investments in your intellectual capital that will pay dividends throughout the year. The North Node's position suggests that financial growth comes through embracing collaborative ventures rather than going it alone. Look for opportunities to pool resources or join forces with others whose skills complement your own. A partnership that begins today could develop into a significant financial asset by year's end. Pluto's transformative energy touches your sector of debts and shared resources, suggesting this is an ideal time to address any outstanding financial obligations. Restructuring debt or creating payment plans receives favorable cosmic energy today. What might normally feel overwhelming becomes manageable under this planetary influence. Chiron's healing presence in your career sector indicates that resolving old wounds around money and self-worth could unlock financial potential you've unconsciously been blocking. Notice if resistance arises when opportunities present themselves. This may indicate areas where emotional healing would benefit your financial growth. Your financial intuition peaks around 2:15 p.m. when the moon forms a conjunction with your prosperity sector. Pay attention to hunches or sudden insights about money matters during this window. The perfect moment for making important financial decisions or initiating conversations about money falls between 2 o'clock and 4 o'clock p.m. Mercury's communication boost makes this an ideal day to network with financial professionals, pitch ideas, or negotiate terms. Your natural Gemini eloquence is amplified, allowing you to articulate complex financial concepts with unusual clarity. Use this gift to advance conversations about collaborative ventures or investment opportunities. By evening, as the moon shifts aspects, reflect on the financial insights gained throughout the day. An evening review of your budget or financial goals would benefit from the analytical clarity that today's planetary positions provide. Small adjustments made tonight could compound significantly over the coming months. April 2nd, 2025 brings exceptional opportunities for Gemini in several key areas of your life. With Mercury, your ruling planet, forming a harmonious trine with Jupiter in your sector of hopes and dreams, your fortunate areas today are primarily intellectual pursuits, communication projects, and social networking. The cosmic energies are particularly aligned to support your naturally quick wit and versatile mind. Any activities requiring mental agility, verbal expression, or written communication will flow with remarkable ease. This is amplified by the Sun in fellow air sign Aquarius, creating a beautiful grand air trine with your natal placements, opening doorways for learning, teaching, and idea exchange. The morning hours between 8 a.m. and noon offer the most potent window for important conversations or pitching new ideas, as the moon in Libra enhances your natural charm and persuasiveness. Your words carry extra weight today, with people more receptive to your perspective than usual. This makes it an excellent day for presentations, interviews, negotiations, or simply having that important conversation you've been postponing. Short-distance travel is also favored, especially if it connects you with siblings, neighbors, or community members. Unexpected encounters during brief journeys could lead to fortunate connections that benefit your long-term goals. Digital communication channels are particularly blessed today. Your social media posts are more likely to receive positive engagement, and online networking efforts could yield surprising opportunities. Venus is activating your house of higher knowledge, making educational pursuits another area of good fortune. Whether you're taking a class, teaching others, or simply expanding your mind through research, you'll find the information flows effortlessly and sticks with unusual clarity. This is an excellent day for signing up for courses, applying for educational programs, or finalizing publishing projects. Financial communications also receive favorable aspects today. Discussions about money matters, especially those involving shared resources, investments, or collaborative ventures, have strong potential to work in your favor. If you've been waiting for news about a loan, grant, or financial partnership, positive developments are likely. Your house of career receives beneficial aspects from Jupiter, suggesting that professional advancement is another fortunate area. Interactions with authority figures or mentors could open doors that have previously remained closed. Pay attention to casual conversations with higher-ups. They may contain hidden opportunities. Creative collaboration stands out as perhaps your most fortunate area today. With Mars energizing your house of partnerships while forming a creative quintile to Neptune in your career sector, joining forces with others on artistic or innovative projects could lead to breakthroughs that enhance your public reputation. The late afternoon brings a particularly fortunate window for brainstorming sessions or creative meetings. Health matters also receive beneficial aspects, particularly regarding respiratory and nervous system wellness. New health regimens started today, especially those involving movement, breathing exercises, or mental health practices.